think the carryover comes just from the guys coming back. When we got back from Atchison, we got our postseason meeting, and we were pretty together on what we wanted to accomplish this season. I think getting a taste of that atmosphere and failing to take that big step, I think it makes the guys, no pun intended, it makes them hungry for that. And we've shown that in our first 14 or 15 practices, whatever it's been so far this year. Keith Johnson comes back as an honorable mention all-conference player from last year. Keith's a freshman from right here in Dubuque. He went to Hempstead. He's a shooter, good athlete, great defender. We obviously have high expectations for Keith this year. Other guys coming back, senior Darius Lasley, we're taking him off the ball, making him into a two-guard, shooting guard. Darius averaged just under 9 points a game for us a year ago. Another, in my opinion, one of the better perimeter defenders in the league, and we hope he continues that. We've got Josh Meyer, 6'8" center from a little town in Wisconsin, Blackhawk High School. And Josh averaged just under 10 and 4 rebounds a game last year. We're working with Josh, we want to use him better defensively, just to keep him on the floor. There were some games we couldn't get him on the floor last year just for matchups, and so that's something we really have to work on this year. Finally, 2 other guys that came off the bench for us a year ago, Jordan Lake and Nick Marshall. Both will be sophomores. Nick's from Australia, and Jordan's also from just up the road, Peosta, Iowa. Those guys averaged between them about 10 points a game off the bench. They should slide into the starting rotation and hopefully pick up seamlessly. We've got 3 other guys. We've got a newcomer, Damari Grant, is a freshman from Oswego East High School in Illinois, Chicagoland area. Lightning quick point guard. He does a great job of running the show. In terms of his assist to turnover ratio so far in practice has been something like 25-2. 2 returners that we expect to come off the bench and help us this year are Gabe Shields, Darius' brother, Darius Lasley's brother, and then Xavier Johnson. Xavier's a redshirt sophomore, and Gabe's a true sophomore, and both those guys bring high energy to practice. They talk a lot. They've been shooting the ball well of late, and so we expect them to be contributors off the bench. I think we improved tremendously defensively a year ago. We got to keep getting better and put 40 minutes together defensively. Tend to have a good half, and then the second half wouldn't be as good, or vice versa. So we got to be able to put 40 minutes together defensively. Otherwise, on the offensive end, we want to run for a good shot, and then if we don't have a good shot, we'll grind it out if we have to. And I hope that we can adapt to whatever style other teams play. We're willing to play in the 90s. We're willing to play in the 70s. The Hart Conference is the Hart Conference. We had the #1 team in the country last year for 6 or 7 weeks in Benedictine. So I know top to bottom it's just going to be a slugfest every night out. You don't get to have a night off, and when you take one off, you're going to get hammered. So the hard schedule is always going to be difficult. Not conference-wise, we opened with St. Francis from Indiana, Grandview from our conference, and St. Ambrose coming in for our Holiday Inn Express tip-off classic. And so that, we've mixed in, some good competition there. St. Francis is always traditionally very good. Ambrose is a nice rivalry game for us. And our schedule is the hard makes it tough. There's just no nights off.
Coming off of last year, I think we had a lot of expectations, especially with our young class. One of our goals was to win the conference and make a shot at the national tournament. And I think this year, looking at our team, we're pretty young still, but we've got a lot of experience starting. I think we have a pretty good chance of doing that.
My expectations is for us to play as a group and to have a win percentage over 500 and just to do well in the conference and just to bring that energy